Hey everyone. Such a nice day here in Arizona. It's really warm and slight breeze, which is nice. I thought I would come and work in the gardens and kind of rectify a few mistakes that I made last year. I thought last year that it would be a really great idea to line all of my beds in this garden with nice big rocks because we have so many here. We have a creek that runs by us, and our area, just this land close to the creek, has a lot of rocks and stuff anyway, so we always have an abundance of that. And I thought, well, a natural resource, and we won't have to pay anything for it, and I just love the way they look anyway. I'll just line my beds with those rocks, and come to find out that wasn't the best idea. There are several mistakes that I made, and one of them is that these big rocks like this that have kind of a jutting presence to them. They kind of, some of them are like sharp, and they catch the hose. If I'm using the hose, they'll catch it and pull the rock out of place or kink the hose or something like that. And it's really difficult to get a drip line system inside these beds. And also, I discounted the amount of space that the rocks would take up, and there are several beds that I can't get a wheelbarrow in between, and so they just really take up a lot of space. And so this year I am going to leave some in place because I really love the way they look, and the ones in the center are, I think it's okay, we'll see. But the ones on either side of the center of the garden are just really getting in the way and taking up a lot of space and making it difficult for me to do what I need to do. So I'm going to take them out, and it was a lot of work to get them in here, and it's probably going to be about the same amount of work to get them out. But I'll show you what I'm talking about. Some of the rocks are just massive. They're way too big to be in a garden space. I was silly to have put them like this. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. So this is one of the beds that I was talking about. It's one that I'm going to remove the rocks from. It's the other problem with this bed is I made it too wide, and I can't reach to the middle of it to reach any produce or anything that I might uh, be trying to, and I have to step in the bed. So in an effort to fix that problem, I'm going to just remove all these rocks, and right now I've got cardboard and some manure and leaves and stuff on top of the soil, and I'm going to leave that in place for now and just get the rocks out and put them in my little dump truck here and move them on out of the garden. So that's one of the chores for the day. I'll just start. And these are not too sharp or anything. They're pretty flat. Got lots of little pill bugs and stuff underneath them that are going to have to go somewhere else. But there's really no help for that because you can't leave these in here. They've really sunk into the ground too, which I don't like because that compacts the soil right there. But yeah, they're just taking up way too much space, and I need this space for growing. So that's another reason for just moving these on out. And I can't put too many of them in the dump truck at once because the weight really accumulates quickly. But so this is a multi-trip job, and I'm not going to put you guys through all that. So I'll be back later. So here's the bed with all the rocks removed from around it. And as you can see, it really does open up the space, not only the inner part of the garden bed, but also where the rocks were and more into the pathway. What I'm actually going to do this year with this space and on through, well, like, because right here, where you see this black plastic, that's Bermuda grass under there. And I'm getting rid of it. But everywhere else, like where these, all the wood chips and the sawdust and on through here, these are going to be rows. I'm going to actually turn these into long rows that I can grow more of a production style garden. And then also on the other side of these beds that are in the middle, I'm not going to remove these rocks. I really love these beds, and I'm going to leave them, these keyhole beds. I have two big ones here that I really love, that I already have things growing in right now. And then I have my garlic in that one that has the gigantic rocks back there on the back side. But all over on the other side of this garden, I've already taken the rocks off of one bed, and I have another bed here that I'm going to remove the rocks from there. And then also down here, there's a smaller bed that has rocks around it that I'm going to remove. And I'm going to turn all of this space on this side into rows, long rows as well, for more of a production style garden, just because this wasn't very productive for me last year. So, yeah. So I guess the main takeaway from this video for me is that if something isn't working in your garden, do something different, try something else. That's what I ended up having to do with this situation with my rocks in here. Last year I thought it was a fantastic idea. I love rocks and I love the way they look and everything, but it really just took up way too much space. And something I didn't talk about, rocks are a huge heat sink, and here in Arizona, we're in a climate here where it can get up to 115 degrees here in the summer, and my plants did not enjoy having hot rocks next to them in an already heated climate. So yeah, that didn't work out very well. So I'm doing something different. And on top of that, I feel like I need the space to produce food. I want to produce as much food this year as I possibly can for preservation, not just for fresh eating and things like that, which I totally enjoy as well. We eat a lot of fresh produce in the summer, but I would really like to preserve a lot more than we have been, not just through fermentation, but also canning, which I've done some of, but I want to do more of that for our pantry this year. So anyone else who's interested in things like that, I hope you come along. And if you have comments or questions or anything, please put them in the comments, because I love to discuss gardening and all of the things that are surrounding that topic. So thanks, guys, and I'll see you later.